Hey guys, Mobile Gamers Unite. I want to take a minute to talk about gear. I haven't really talked about gear, and I think it's important for people to understand that, do look at my videos. I don't want them to look at my gear and get the wrong idea about, the type of gear they should have right now and where they should be at. So, pretty much in this game, we have SSR gear, which are these rainbows, and we have SR gear, which are the yellow gold gears, okay? SR gear is supposed to be your stepping stone into SSR gear, alright? And the reason I say that is because even if you have a piece of SR gear right now, it's stuck at 3-star unless you can get a couple dupes of the SSR gear, because then you can combine them and star them up that way. If not, you can use your rainbow ore to buy the SSR orbs, and we've gotten 1 or 2 of those here and there from events, and you can choose which piece of SSR gear to take up by 1 star, okay? So the problem is with that is we don't have that much of that going around right now. There's only been a couple of those SSR orbs. So really, even if you have SSR gear, it's gonna be mostly at level 20. Some of mine is at like level 30. This axe right here on Altamuller is level 50 because I managed to pull a couple dupes of it. I was pretty happy with it. It works really well for him. But the truth of the matter is if I only had this axe at level 20 or 30, whatever, 3 star is what it comes at, I would be better off with a piece of SR gear that's 5 or 6 star. Like even right now, Altamuller's wearing Twilight armor, and if I hit quick equip, it'll change that out probably to a piece of SR gear. As a matter of fact, let's test that out. Right, so it's gonna tell me that even though this is a different rune set, it's gonna tell me that this adventure jacket is already better off for me, and that's because it's a higher level. This is level 30. My SSR gear is only level 20, and it's going off of the 6% hit points that this is going to give plus the other stats. It's not very good into taking into consideration special debuffs and special abilities. Like I can't really blame the computer for not having a good sense and being able to compare like this armor to like a piece of SR armor that just gives you 6% hit points to an armor that gives you an ability that has a 30% chance to debuff an enemy by 50% for 2 turns. So you guys kind of see where I'm getting at here, okay? But regardless, your 2 things right now is if you are running SSR gear, oh wow, 1% attack on that, that's terrible. If you are running SSR gear, you're going to see a lot of red dots popping up right now after this last update that are going to be telling you that your SR gear is a better choice, because a lot of the times it is. Okay, right now where we are in the meta, if you look at the most powerful characters, they're running SR gear on them. They might even have the SSR gear that they want for that character, but it's just sitting there right now collecting dust until they get dupes of it. Because the SR gear is going to do more for you. If I leveled up that vest, that can give him like 10% hit points. Twilight armor is not going to touch that at 3 star. So we'll go through some of my characters and just kind of see what I got going on right now. Again, with Basil, I have Purgatory on him. It's going to tell me to switch to an SR staff because I'm sure I have an SR staff that like adds 15% to AoE damage, stuff like that. Okay, so and this is where I'm at. This is okay, I'm in a kind of interesting position because some of the SSR gear I got, I didn't instantly combine it. I put it on other characters. Okay, I like for my characters to have their own sets. I don't like sharing sets because then they don't always fit right. Okay, this set might work perfectly for Basil, but I mean Lestelle also could use this because she is based around magic defense, but the runes might not match up, or it just might not be a good fit. So I like each character to have their own set, or as close to it as I can. I will mix in some SR gear, you know, but these are what my top characters look like right now. Some of them do have, you know, level 30 SSR gear, but I mean, if I had another Dark Crown, this Dark Crown got leveled up with an SSR orb, just because it's so good for Basil. Okay, I did not sacrifice a Dark Crown to make that level 30. I would have put a Dark Crown on somebody else. But I'm at the point where I am starting to combine things. After I get, you know, 3 of them, I'll put 2 out and I'll combine 1. And that's just where I'm at. And I'm only doing that for my SSR characters and for my SR characters as well. Yes, I want my SR characters to have SSR gear. And another reason I'm going to be doing that is because I'm making videos for the masses. A lot of people are going to be running SR characters, and they're going to have SSR gear for them. Not fully decked out, but here and there, you know. I want to simulate that as much as possible for when I'm clearing content for gamers out there that have SR characters that they're running, okay? So, I want to do some videos and really pushing what SR characters can do, because I don't want there to be a misconception in this game where you have to whale out and you have to get SSR characters. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff with Varna. Edgar, oh man, he's just so awesome. His talent is great. He's great for clearing out that level 60 goblin stage where you get a bunch of gold. So is Varna. So I'm going to be doing a video on that, because all the other videos I see is everybody they're using Basil, but then they're also bringing Lana. They're using a full SSR team, and I don't think that's necessary to clear out the level 60 goblins. So I would already make that video, but I do need to level up Varna a little bit. She's at level 50, so we're not that far off. So future content to come. Well, this is my Basil, okay, and the Goddess's left hand and Oliver's staff are the most common SSR item that has dropped for me. And that's great because it really helps my healers out, but it also kind of pisses me off because I don't have the best staffs in the game. And most of my SSR ore I've thrown on weapons. And man, I've gotten like 5 Goddess's left hand, 5 Oliver staffs. So it worked out kind of cool though for Lestelle, because her Goddess staff is like 5-star. Or she has Oliver's staff, but it is like 5-star. So no wonder she's almost at 4,000 power. But if I start to go down my characters, you'll kind of see my gear digress a little bit. And none of this gear is final. It's still getting moved around. And then I don't want to move stuff around, because then rune sets have to get changed, and that's when things get expensive and people really burn resources. Putting an enhancement, you know, a good enhancement on an item could cost you 25,000 gold, and you're rolling dice every time you do it. So it's an expensive process. So I'd like to keep runes on SSR weapons and not move them around as much as possible. Alright, SR gear is a stepping stone to SSR gear. But if you have that SSR gear, and if you can clear the content with that at a lower level, you're better off, because then I'm not using all my enhancement materials, all my hammers on SR gear. I'm saving it for SSR gear. So as soon as I get dupes of these things, boom, they're up to, you know, level 40 or 50 or wherever I'm taking them. I don't have to wait, and I like that. That doesn't mean I have a bunch of gold though. So gold is still scarce in this game right now. But while we're on Lestelle, let's talk about the speed boots. This is one of the few exceptions where a gold, an SR item, is just going to be best in slot, and you're going to see this sometimes. There are Basils out there that are over 5,000 power level. They're running the speed boots, okay? They're not running an SSR accessory. Instead, they're running the speed boots. And the reason they're doing that is because it's just the best item. It lets him move that 1 extra block, and it gives magic defense, which is why it's on Lestelle right now. And that's just so worth it to have on a character like Lestelle or Basil, that it overpowers an SSR. You know, I'd rather have that one extra block to move so you can get away. Especially for a mage, he can get up there and get the first attack in or throw his AoE. It really helps. Liana too. She can cover some crazy distance with that, and then she can throw her AoEs one block further anyway, so you really get some reach with Liana if you throw these on her. Now, I only have one pair of these. If I had another pair, I would not combine them, okay? You should definitely only combine your speed. You shouldn't combine your speed boots. You should use the gold orbs to level up your speed boots, okay? If there's one thing that you take away from this, is that if you do manage to get a second pair of speed boots, do not combine them, okay? Do yourself the favor. You'll figure out why later. So, we're gonna keep going here. Here's my juggler, and now we're starting to see more SR gear, okay? And juggler's still at 4,000 power, all right? The point is, if I took off some of these SR gears, or SSR gears that are level 20, and I put 2 more SR gears that are level 40 or 50, juggler wouldn't be at 4,000 power level, he'd be almost at 5, okay? And that's where you guys need to kind of be at right now with your top 5 to clear content. So you might have to take like your top 5, and you might have to go through your gear, and you might have to take a level 20 SSR gear off and put a SR gear in there and pump it up to 5 or 6 star and get it to its highest level, because that's what's going to affect your power level the most right now. In the long run, yeah, of course, the SSR gear will eventually catch up. You'll get enough dupes of it, you'll get enough of the orbs to take it to 5, 6 star. Then, of course, the SSR gear is going to outdo the SR gear. So, SR gear is a stepping stone, and I don't want people to kind of look through my account and get it twisted. You should be using SR gear. I'm using it. You know, like Dragon Scale Helmet, it just gives him so many hit points. It's great, you know. Especially if you just want that flat stat. Like, I just want 20% on one item. The SR gear a lot of times will just have that one big number that you want. SSR gear is gonna give you, like, yeah, it'll give you percentages too, and it'll give you percentages to multiple things, but a lot of them are like heals received plus 4%. They're like more mechanical abilities. Some of them will, like, let's look at Leon here. His SSR gear gives him an AoE break. Okay, it's not a break, but it's a sticky bomb. It gives you hit points 4% after eliminating an enemy. Everyone around him within 2 blocks. At the end of their next turn, they take damage equal to 12% of max HP. That's really nice. It just is. It's great because Leon always triggers this because he always kills someone. So then I just move him up to a bunch of people and they all get hit with Reaper's Breath. So, another thing, I have the Yiddish branch on him, and I don't know if this is like the best in slot for Leon. I doubt it. I don't even know if it's top 3. But it doesn't have the highest attack, but it does have a lot of defense. And in battle ignores 12% of the enemy's defense. Mine's at level 40. Okay, so I'm assuming this 12% goes all the way up to 15, if not higher. So I don't know, it seems to work well for me, and my Leon does damage comparable to other Leons with a higher attack because they're not ignoring 15% of defense. But I see Leon's at level 45 with 1400 attack, and mine's at 970. So my Leon is only as strong as my other character. He's actually, his power level is a little bit lower than some of my other characters. Don't get me wrong, I show Leon love, and I mean, obviously he's got all SSR gear, but the thing is, a lot of it's level 20. So I have to play catch up with him a little bit. But as we go down the list, and I just got this staff right here, and I used an SR orb, that Azeron, regardless, it gives her a % chance to stun people. That's just so good. And it gives intelligence. It gives like a small % of intelligence. And I got the enhancement to give her 21 more, so that's just awesome. Poison Fog, when entering battle affected by debuffs, intelligence increases by 9%. That's amazing to me because anything Lana's fighting is gonna have debuffs on it because she's running with Basil. So, and it's so easy for her to just to debuff things herself, and then she instantly gets that 9% intelligence. Liana does use intelligence. She's not using magic defense like Basil or Listel. So I try to put my intelligence gear on her. And then also when attacking, 20% chance to stun the enemy after battle. That is so nice when it happens, and I would really like to level this up to get that percent up, because a lot of the, like an ability that stuns somebody usually takes up 2 skill slots, and it's gonna have a decent cooldown on it, like Basil's sleep ability. So to have that as a passive on an item, man, something comes at you and you don't know how to deal with it and you need time to react, at least you got a chance of stunning it. So when it is useful, it becomes very useful, and the fact that you can have that as a passive on an item is just amazing to me. So this is definitely one of the best staffs I have. Other than that, for me, it's Oliver's fucking left hand and a whole bunch of it. So eventually I'll get the goddess's right hand too. Maybe that one will actually do some offensive stuff. So and then of course we have Luna, and already Luna's got that axe. It's only level 20, so it's telling me there's better weapons for her. I do like the fixed damage that it adds. It's just really cool, along with her princess ability too. So you got like fixed damage after fixed damage, and it's just cool. And these are the characters right here. Even though they're SSR characters, I still need to work on them. Oh, let's see. We got Led in here without an armor. There, and it's gonna put this on him. That's hilarious. So, Ledin got stripped down a little bit for Listel, and rightfully so. I'm actually running Listel right now. If I have to put Ledin back in for anything, obviously I'm gonna go through and, you know, move some gear around. And this is my Tiaris. I love Tiaris. So obviously her goddess's left hand is at level 42. So I mean, that's cool that I can have healing staffs all around, but how many healers do you want to run? I mean, don't get me wrong, I run her and Elmeta at the same time, and it's nice to both have, you know, the goddess's left hand and Oliver's staff at level 40. Oliver's staff also gives you a chance to debuff the enemy and increase the amount of damage that he takes for that whole turn by a percentage. That's super nice, because then if your healer doesn't need to heal at all, you can just do an attack, and if you're lucky, that procs, that enemy's going to take like 16-17% more damage that turn, and then you have everybody else dump on them. And if they're all doing 15% more, that's like a fusion buff, you know? And that will stack with a fusion buff. So that's really cool. Let's see. And we get into Share. I do like the Peacemaker on Share, because what the Peacemaker does, even though it's telling me this isn't the best weapon, gives some attack, but before attacking, 30% chance to nullify enemies' passive skills. That's awesome. It really is. That can unlock a lot of things for you. I have Blood Pact on her, but I don't know. That looks so tempting to put on Listel, but then I'd have to give up those boots. So just got the Gargoyle Jacket. My Share is work in progress, obviously. She's at 3,000 power. You know, even with SSR gear, it's all level 20, and that's where level 20 SSR gear is going to get you. It's going to get you to a 3,000 threshold. And if you're trying to take on level 60 content, 3,000 on a character is just not enough. Okay, you're gonna have to put SR gear at a higher level to be able to take that content. That's where I'm at right now. I'm hitting some level 60 stuff where I'm having a hard time, and I'm like, damn, if I can't figure out a way around this, I'm gonna have to take a couple pieces of gear off this character, and I'm gonna have to get SR gear, and I'm just gonna have to level it up to level 50 or 60 or whatever it goes to. And then of course Share would be at 4,000 up to 5,000 power level. So, you know, that's an extreme measure, and I don't want to go there unless I have to. So your boy's just kind of feeling it out. Liana I just got, so this is how her gear is looking. She still does a great job. Like, her goddess staff isn't even leveled all the way. There's 3 more levels and she unlocks a threshold on it, so I'll be going back to do that. Geralt and Layla, and here after this point, most of my characters are just gonna have SR gear, and they're gonna be 2,000-3,000 attack, or power level. I'm sorry, not attack, not 3,000 attack. I'm not running a whole legion of Leons here, but Egbert puts in work, man. At 3,000 total power with SR gear, I'm gonna be doing a video on him, even if I take his accessory off and just put an SR accessory in there. Man, Egbert can put in work. He can clear out that the goblin stage for you, and his talent is really amazing because he throws that fixed damage on anything that he takes, so it's just so good. He does so much. He's got clock on him, really good stuff right there. So a lot of stuff about Egbert soon to come. And I'm gonna be doing an SR character showcase because I'm listening to the masses, and a lot of people want to see SR characters reviewed and strategies for them. Not everybody has a bunch of SSRs. I don't even use a lot of them, like Cellophane over here, Miss Cellophane, the princess. I got her to almost 3,000 power, and that's because, even though I don't really play with her that much, she's good for water battles, and I do also like Leviathans can be awesome, you know, and that's who she's running right now. So, but if you look at her equipment, it's work in progress too, you know, Oliver's staff. And then we get to characters like Liffany and so on, and the power starts dropping a little bit. This is where we go from 3,000 to 2,000. So we're looking at characters that aren't maxed yet. So every character before Liffany was damn near level 60, but when I get to Liffany, this is the last character I was working on. And really, look how strong she is. She's at 3,000. Man, she's got 3 pieces of SR gear that are level 10. Alright, and I guarantee you I don't have SSR enhancements on any of this gear. Like, I just don't. So, she's at 2,755 power. She's a 5-star, of course, but still, that should tell you where SR gear can get you, because all this is a 4-star level 30 staff. That the staff itself might actually have a decent enhancement. Let's see, intelligence 17, defense 2, intelligence 10%. So yeah, this staff has a good enhancement on it, and that can go a long way too, guys. I mean, look at her power level and look at this level 10 gear. So I was working on Liffany because I want to do some stuff, and she runs really well with her fusion group. She's just a must. Her sticky bomb game is on point, and I think it'd be so much fun to do a bunch with that. She also, Geralt and Layla, she's great support and caster for them, and also Juggler. She runs awesome with Juggler. In fact, the 3 of them, the trifecta of them, are great. And Varna, I'm leveling her up to do some videos. I'm going to be using her to kill a bunch of goblins. She's only level 53 right now, but I had to show Varna some love with the Wind Cutter Dagger at level 30. Because she's so badass. She can spam her AoE, she does good damage. This one's like level 50 and she's at 2658 power. I have to level her up and put some more work into her. The soldiers she brings are great too. I absolutely love the Sky Archers are great, and she can have Dark Guard, and I'll do a video on that because that's just fun to run and it gives her some healing. So that's what my gear looks like, guys. I don't want anyone to get it twisted. You should be using SR gear, and you should be taking full advantage of it. You know, these right here are guild run characters. Okay, the Nighthawk at level 30, and then the rest of his gear is 10 or 20, but he's still at 2732 power. Okay, and I do work on my troops, so it goes a long way. These characters that are between level 50 and 60 right now, for me, they're guild run characters. I get them up to a high enough level to be effective in guild run and show them as much love as I possibly can. And then they just coast there for a little while, and I bank off of them in Guild Wars. Sonya, I'm going to be doing a lot with because she's Dark Reincarnate, and I just like the way she looks. Her power level's on point, and her passive buff, her sustain, is just amazing. She kills 2 enemies, she gets to run around with 40% more attack. I do like the frost sword on her because it takes away people's movement, so when she hits somebody and she can move a couple blocks away, sometimes they can't catch her. Horror Helmet's also great because she debuffs, and she runs with Hellhounds, and I love that. They debuff everything, so it's just perfect for the faction that she's in. I've seen her do a lot of work in Guild Wars. And of course Sophia with Oliver's staff. I run her for, I don't really care about her power, I run her for her rewind, and I run her for the Goblin stage. Freya, I like her to have the Peacemaker for the same reason that I like Cher having it. It's just nice for her to have it as a tank, so when people are coming at her doing crazy attacks that she's trying to tank, she could take away some of their passive abilities. They're active, so I think that helps her out a lot as a tank. She is at 3,000 power with SR gear at level, like the Scryer is level 10, you know what I mean? So you can be at 3,000 power level with like level 20 and 10 SR gear. It is definitely possible. She's not ruined out either, okay? So that's how guys and girls are getting to like power level, let's quick equip her. They're getting to power level 5,000-6,000 is they're mixing their SR and their SSR gears. Now granted, yes, you're gonna see Leon's out there where people have invested their whole account into Leon. He's at 6,000 power level, and they've just put everything into him. I've obviously done something different because I have a guild to work with, you know, and as I've covered, I don't like to multi-use equipment sets. So this is what my account's looking like, this is what my gear's looking like, this is what your boy's up to. We're gonna be doing some videos with Narm. Chris is absolutely amazing. I need to put in some work with her. I need to rebuild her. I didn't really take that much time to look at her, and I kind of slept on her a little bit, and I didn't realize, I thought she was using attack for a while, you know, but she's using her intelligence to do a lot of her damage. So her gear just got, it's still getting redone. So we're getting to the bottom of my barrel. And Imelda, I just did a video on her. She's amazing. She's over 2,000 power with the SR gear that she has, and it's level 10 and 20. So no rune stones, nothing. And Jessica, she doesn't need to have a high power level because you're going to be using her for teleport. For the dragon fight, just for teleport, she just kind of needs to be around. So I haven't really leveled her up. And then we get down to Anna, and because I have healers, I don't really even use her, and so on and so forth. Even homeboy over here, Laird, has a Hydra bow. I don't think I'm going to leave that on him. I do think I'm going to combine that Hydra bow into the other one. I didn't get Zarita, okay? So Zarita would have been camping both of these Hydro bows that you've seen me go through. So he's just kind of hanging on to this, trying to look pretty with it. And then we got Matthew. He's got the Seal Guardian. I'm probably going to put that on somebody else. You might have a good idea of who, but it's work in progress. So, Mobile Gamers Unite. This is where I'm at, what I'm working with. If you guys want me to go over anything or showcase anything, let me know. I read my comments. I listen, okay? I'll put out the content you guys want. Just let me know what it is, okay? So remember to hit subscribe. Show your boy some love. Mobile Gamers, over and out.